You know who it is, and you know what time it is. Time to piss off some feminists, trad cucks, and whoever don't want to know the truth. Oh well, let's get started. What is going on, gents? It's R.P.M. here, reporting from Mobile Command. Gentlemen, it is really time to get back to basics. Now, after watching the original video and the response from Hammerhand, Mr. Hate Vicious, and Ken Del Rican, among other content creators, gentlemen, I have to put a question to you. What architect or construction crew would recommend putting a new house on a destroyed foundation? Inquiring minds would like to know. So, now that I've put that question out, we all know where I'm going with this. A house divided against itself cannot stand. We know this. Division has always been one of the greatest plays in the playbook to control the masses. Very effective, I might add. Keep people divided among ideology, race, religion, anything that can be used to pit people against each other. Go ahead and push it. Now, if you've noticed, there's been a steady increase of the pushing of ethnicity-based violence, particularly Asians, and of course, violence amongst blacks, whites, everybody. The old divide and conquer. But I'm going to pull back and go back into the manosphere with this infomercial and the offering of this, I guess, course or whatever. That, in my opinion, is another reskinning of the whole do the work, men argument. Now, if you take that argument at face value, it is a positive message. However, you've got to go below the surface. You've got to dig deep and ask any man who would attend a conference, what is your ultimate goal? And any man who's actually worth his salt will admit that he does everything that he does in order to attract a mate, in order to get a woman. See, most men aren't even man enough to say that's their ultimate end goal. However, let's go right back to the basics. Let's go right back to the destroyed foundation, which is what? The social contract between men and women. Now, let's take all modifiers away. Wealth, status, all of that. Let's take all that away. Just two basic people, man, woman. What is the destroyed part of the foundation? The intervention of Big Daddy government. So, in my humble opinion, until that is somewhat lessened or completely cut out of the equation, then guess what? The social contract cannot be repaired. The foundation will continue to be destroyed. And yes, improving yourself is a good thing. Not going to take that away. However, until we rebuild a new society in which man can be masculine, man can be in an authoritative position over his domain, then guess what? None of this other stuff is even worth it. It is not. So, with things the way they are now, we have to go back to the old saying, incentives drive behavior. Period. Until there is something that can destroy the current system and get men to want to rebuild a new one, then guess what? More and more men are going to walk away. I recently did the article from Australia. Do you honestly believe that young boys of today are going to even want to rebuild this society? Nope. Nope, they're not. They have no incentive to even waste their time. Hell, when Bad Baby made that $1 million for just existing, do you not think that that had a detrimental effect on men, on young boys who realized there's no way that I can compete in a society that rewards debauchery, degeneracy? How can you tell these young boys to be good, upstanding, moral men when they see a society that rewards bad behavior? They see no reason to even waste their precious time with it. So yeah. Until there's a new way to, make a new social contract between men and women, nothing matters. This society will continue going over the cliff. And guess what? Now, instead of men wanting to actually pull the train back, some men are going to actually help it go over by pushing, strapping rocket boosters to it, whatever they need to do. They want to help this train go all the way off the cliff. And at this point, can you really blame them? So no, in my humble opinion, do the work, try to change men or recondition men. That is a very moot point. It's a moot point. In my opinion, it's like trying to give CPR to a corpse. Pointless. And ironically, it's still going to be middle-aged and older men who are going to fall for these things. Now, a prelude to a video that I'm going to put out soon. The idea of pay to play, and ironically, this is a talking point that's being rehashed where? In the black sector of the manosphere. A smart man knows I'd rather go ahead and pay to play and keep on my grind than to waste my most precious resource, which is time, trying to run game. Because let's be honest, all right? This whole game argument is pointless. And I made a video in the past explaining why some professionals, sex workers, whatever you want to call them, don't deal with black men under a certain age. See, that, in my opinion, is the true definition of a scarcity mindset. You rather waste precious time trying to feel good about basically talking to a woman and essentially selling her enough of a dream to where she wants to have sex with you. Yeah, no, But like I said, that is a conversation for another time. But this idea that we need to continue to recondition men to want to go back to the plantation, no. See, men did not want to give up, their position. It's just a simple fact that men understand and follow the written laws in society. Because we understand that if we break those laws, we will face consequences for doing so. Then you have the other entity, which is the woman, who has little to no consequences when she breaks said law, and in fact is encouraged to do so. Gentlemen, until that system is fixed, there can be no rebuilding, because that foundation is destroyed. So there's no point in trying to recondition men to accept this current foundation. Nothing can be built on it. Just saying. But I think I've gone on long enough with this rant. Let me know what you guys think. And ladies, the power will eventually go out. Feminism and trying to mentally reprogram men to come back to a plantation that's already burning and rebuild on a destroyed foundation will go out right along with it. Why? Because more men are turning to the internet and they're actually getting the truth behind the whole thing. And they're saying, nope, I'm going to disengage as much as I can. And that is why the ideology and the philosophy of MGTOW is winning. That's all I got to say for this one. RPM, I am out.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.